Hello and welcome back to another video. We're doing the trial. Uh, oh, Art and Cyrus have joined Pandora. Forte and I left the infirmary, crossing through the elevator that connected the infirmary to the trial grounds. Heavy clouds hung over the domed glass ceiling. Everyone's already in their place. Forte and I crept to ours. Another murder. It was unreal. Cyrus smiled, an unmeasurable demeanor made 18 when his talent of ultimate charisma was revealed to be a ruse. He quickly suffered the consequences, his sudden aggressive temper coming to a full stop out of nowhere. And Ashley's worrying condition. What could have possibly happened in the two rooms when we found them? However, despite the behavior Cyrus displayed, it was still shocking that some would actually retail. Somehow felt like a hasty overreaction, but then again, a hasty reaction what essentially pushed Art into being Pandora's demise. It was difficult to call Art the culprit after lack black and white intentions. But in the grand scheme of things, the rules of societies were to deliver retribution to those who committed crimes. Who's to say this place operated under the same condition? The courtroom was eerily silent as we waited for Zero to appear. The atmosphere was justly tense. Lyle and Say shared a similar dark vibe. Cannon and Forte both looked unnerved, and Missy managed to put up a poker face despite the situation. Yeah, it's about time you guys got here. And again, I have to say it, it's so weird how quiet you bunch are. Is no one amped up for another class trial? I put a lot of work into these, you know. Of course we're not excited, you knave. Missy, so mean. It's a shame no one's excited, but the ball's gonna keep rolling whether you like it or not. Class trial. Let's go over the rules, shall we? You're all on trial to figure out who the culprit of today's heinous crime. The rules are as follows. Discuss, discover, and determine who the culprit is among your group. A majority vote will seal the individual's fate, and we'll just see what happens from there, yeah? One of a few outcomes will occur. Demine and vote incorrectly, and the entire class is executed with the culprit alone able to walk free and the ultimate prize. That's the ideal endgame for the culprit. Determine and vote correctly, and the culprit alone will receive proper retribution and perish at the hands of your group's decision. You might just live to see another day! Our victims was Cyrus, the ultimate charisma. More like ultimate nonsense. Was no one surprised at his name and talent? I would be. It really shouldn't be a surprise to anyone that charisma was not really his talent. Regardless, I called. You were all quick to take what I said to heart, huh? Well, I'm glad. It saves me from having to get a motive set up and all that. So without further ado, discuss away. Don't mind if I do. Lyle. Missy. Think you know what I'm going to say, huh? Say it for yourself. You think I'm suspect? Ooh, gold star. That's not the point. I'm not the culprit, and that's all. Say on the matter. And why do you expect me to just roll with that? Because if you all vote incorrectly, then we'll all be in danger. Prove my innocence or take my word for it. Missy, what is going on with you? Don't you think that's a bit much to ask given the circumstances? I must have convictions. I'm refusing to share my alibi for my own reason. And yet you don't fear the consequence? You're ridiculous. I'll lay it out nice for you, okay? And then we can discuss whether or not holding your tongue is the wildest thing to do in this scenario. Consider the facts. You were not partnered with anyone. You refused to share an alibi, and you were the only one who had the gun in the first place. Did you know what killed the victim this time? A gunshot. You likely purpose traveling in groups so you could operate on your own. Isn't that all too damaging not to be true? Despite her dangerously challenged Lyle, I had held my belief in Missy's said set. I wanted insincerely to trust everyone involved in this horrible game. Considering 2 people have been murdered, 1 executed, and 1 attacked, it was becoming difficult to justify my stance. I did understand what was there for Missy to hide. You know what? Forget it. Take charge of the discussion. Once again, I can only rely on myself. Echo, you're a walking record of events. Tell me what happened. I shouldn't think Missy was alone during the crime. Walking record? I'm not some kind of an encyclopedia of evidence. Or Cannon, you have some sort of weird photo. Fess up. Echo or Cannon, I don't care. One of you ought to pipe up with something we can work with. It can't be possible that neither of you 2 saw anything. Lyle had his sign set on something out for me and Cannon, but as far as I'm aware, I know, neither of us could have seen anything. Shut up, Lyle. I have no photography of the sort. But we all arrived on the 3rd floor. We didn't see anything in the halls. I was in the garage forte for the majority of the afternoon. Yes, as soon as we heard the first gunshot, I suggested we retreat to the garage and blocked entry from the 2 doors, the main hall and the art gallery. As for me, after the 2 shots were fired, I found myself stuck in the art gallery. 3rd floor activity room can't be locked. Cannon and Forte blocked the garage side door. And the main side doors were just inexplicably locked. Hold on. Say, can you call what happened when we all met earlier? Before discovering Cyrus' body, that is? When we met, he came tumbling out of the art gallery when Lyle and I had arrived on the 3rd floor. Yes, but I couldn't leave the room from inside. Oh yeah, Lyle. When we arrived on the floor, there was a banging coming from the gallery. I couldn't check to see who or what was inside until I untowed the rope that bounded the doors together. See, Lyle, there's no way either Cannon or I saw anything that happened during the crime. If anything, Say and Lyle's whereabouts ought to be grilled as well, since they could have had more questionable actions than us. That's right. Say, Missy, and you were alone in your personal room for a portion of the morning. Yes, she decided an invitation to my morning announcement. Yeah, but later after I heard 2 shots, I poked my head out, only to get dragged out of my room by Lyle. I was investigating the mansion. I figured if anything fishy was going on there, I'd better witness to back up my testimony. Well, nothing happened in the particular. At least I had stayed to support my alibi during the gunshots. Despite that, you were acting suspiciously this morning. Smashed the ovens and all. Lyle, don't you think you yourself warrant an explanation for what was doing? I didn't need to justify anything I'm doing. I'm the ultimate puzzle master. Put in an evil game to solve it inside out. If you have any faith in your ultimate talent, you'll have faith in my goals as well. I don't care if I break the rules. It's all part of the plan. I'll avenge Art, I'll stop the killings. And I'm solving this killing game on my own. Come hell or high water. But don't you think it would occur to you that on the same agenda? What? There aren't any stakes for you, Missy. Art is the only person I've encountered that made my talent worthwhile. I can only trust myself. I'll work alone until I can grasp the situation with my own hands. Only then will it be real. Everyone involved, you're all just pieces of this puzzle. Phew, what's this guy even saying? You're an oddball, Lyle. Thanks for reminding me. Reminding you of what? I don't have much power outside the courtroom, believe it or not. Even mostly controls over the monitors, all that boring stuff. But I knew you all would eventually end up back here soon enough, so I just had to wait. Wait, what? Ugh! With a snap, the trial slammed open to reveal a large metal hexagon with a cruel-looking M. Lyle corrupted to the floor as we all backed away, astonishing at whatever invisible pain was being influenced on. It's a sonic weapon, high-powered sound waves from me personally to Lyle. This is what you get for fiddling with my door trap. Ah! I think Lyle's brain's been fried enough. There's no fun or suspense to be had in killing you or myself unless I'm executing a culprit. Don't mess with my stuff. Grr. Somehow Lyle remained standing. Please, you must move along with the Unless we face a similar dangerous fate. Shut it, Missy. We're here because of you. Lyle's livid, fighting back against collapsing by a wall of pure force. I'm taking control of the discussion this time. Echo, I need to recall as much information as you can about the murder weapon, the gun. What? Who do you think you are, demanding such things? I am Lyle Termina, the ultimate puzzle master. Need I say it again? I'll solve this case like I solved all the puzzles that have come my way. Your memory are a tool for serving this, and I'll be damned if I don't use it as an instrumental as that. Get to it, Echo. I don't have all day. Alright, I'll try and relay as much of what I can to you all. Lyle might be out for Missy, but going over the timeline could help us put her in the clear. I think it would be best to start when the murder weapon was revealed. Maybe then we can trace who had it in the final moments. Who was originally in possession of the gun? Missy. Yes, Missy was the one who intentionally revealed the gun this morning. She woke up in the personal room with the gun given to her to test whether or not she belonged with the preservation project. Missy called in sort of students to discuss her possessing the gun. Who are the other students? Forte, Ashley, Missy, and Cannon. I don't think Cannon and Lyle was there. Say Ashley, Missy, Cannon, and Lyle. I don't think... Actually, it might be this. No. Missy assembled a small group of a meeting. There she brought the existence of the weapon to our attention and discussed the intention of the gun. She would not try to cause harm with it. The consistent group of Forte, Ashley, Missy, and Cannon as well. Yes, because looking back on it, Cyrus was off doing his own thing. And Lyle was being Lyle. Missy left the gun in the foyer. After the meeting, Missy left the gun on the main foyer table, wrapped in a cloth she had been carrying it. After discussing the existence of weapons, something happened. Lyle in the kitchen. We discussed the existence of the gun, among other things, until we were interrupted by a loud sound coming from the kitchen. Our whole group went over to see what was going on, and where we found Lyle destroying the kitchen oven as a means to test the rules. Lyle announced the killing game and went to... the third floor? No, wait. Yeah, third floor? Lyle said he would solve the killing game and ascended to the third floor to look for more clues, all the while clutching the secret note from yesterday. He left the kitchen and looked up in the elevator as the rest of us remained in the foyer confused. Shortly after, Cyrus appeared from the top of the stairs, causing someone to act. Missy. Shortly after, Lyle departed from the third group. Cyrus made an appearance on the top of the floor stairs. Missy went up to confront Cyrus by having a conversation with them in the jazz club. The rest of us went to investigate the third floor for an escape route. I believe it was worth mentioning that Cannon and Forte went up first, with me and Ashley following afterwards. None of us took the gun. From the looks of it, Missy, Cyrus, Convenient, and the jazz club is a gray area that none of us were privy to. Care to explain yourself and why we should be suspicious of a private altercation moments before his murder? I was attempting to extract information from him. As you all know, he was acting intensely suspicious yesterday. However, rather than avoiding him, I thought to take action and confront him head first. You mentioned this before, but can you explain why you think he putting on a facade? I mean, for all we know, every word out of his mouth could be a lie. Body language. Huh? Body language? Seems Canna noticed it as well. Cyrus' body language gives off the impression of his tense, as if he was being pressured or under stress. Action speaks louder than words, after all. That's true. I did think he looked a little more forebodying than usual. Ultimately, did you get anything from him? Unfortunately not. He was just the same stubbornly cryptic person as he was last night. So that's it? In Echo's recollection of the people involved with the murder weapon, whose name came up several times? Missy? So you don't think, of course, your actions would heavily imply a murderous intent that led to his circumstance? Yes. Signs are strangulous pointed towards me being the one behind it all, but I don't wish to divulge the reasons behind those actions. I didn't want to admit it, but it was beginning to have my doubts about Missy. But discussion was no anything, it had to be a test. Whether or not I could really trust Missy. She revealed a gun after all, and asked us to tactically trust her. Should I even trust her to begin with? What if she was goading someone on to be extremate so she can get away with it? Should I trust Missy? We got a choice! Okay. The thing about Missy, while she does seem heavily suspicious, I think she's doing all of this for her own benefit. I don't think she's trying to do anything to get everyone killed. I don't know if the choices I make will impact this game. However, I think I should trust Missy. Because I think the one behind this all, the one behind the murder plan, is Ashley. I want to believe in her. That means utilizing her actions to free her from suspicion. Can afford to jump to conclusion. If I may, I think we need to turn over many questionable facts so we can lift suspicion. I agree, the evidence is couple painted with Missy's name, but I'm still not sure conveniently she would have the malicious intent to kill Cyrus. Missy was the one who suggested splitting up to find things that could threaten Cyrus into talking, but she made it clear that she never had any intention of firing the gun. Is that so? It was after she had her conversation with Cyrus in the morning. Our morning group consists of Cannon, Forte, Ashley, and myself, paired off to investigate the third floor escape route. After some time, Missy met up with me and Ashley outside the garage to talk about Cyrus's weird behavior. Then in that, she discussed with Ashley the idea of threatening Cyrus to talk. That was just before the shots began, and it's clear she used that opportunity to accidentally retrieve the gun to herself to shoot Cyrus. How would that bring us to live suspicion for Missy? If anything, it's more damning proof. That's my cue! Just a minute, please. What I don't understand is why would Missy kill Cyrus if she didn't get the information she wanted? I can only assume the following case was made to an attempt to have a civil conversation with Cyrus, walk away empty-handed. The motivation is a loss, and there shouldn't be any reason to threaten him further in the case. Oh, sure. Make something up in her defense, will you? Can't doubt Missy now. She was just the one who was making a bold move, banging the gun to her attention. Now I have to trust that she didn't do anything wrong. There's no telling what transpired between Missy and Cyrus. Seeing all of us witness her continuous interactions with them and the jazz club, it might as well take some work to get Lyle on the other side. Missy could be lying about not getting information, just like she's withholding her alibi. Give it up. Shall we be protecting the culprit? Missy's the only one with action, glaring network suspicion, and if you can disprove it, then by all means. This could lead to a part of her plan to lead us in circles during the discussion with her lofty admirers. There's no telling what transpired between Missy and Cyrus. Seeing all of us witness her condition with them in the jazz club, it might take some time to work Lyle on the other side. Out with it. Low towards. Gun? Oh yeah. The only thing I can think of, but I need to spin the argument somehow. Though it has been noted several times that the gun put Missy in a dangerous situation. Something strange about the gun. Lyle, say something I want you to recall for me. Before discovering the body, you two ran into Missy in the third floor of the main hall, correct? Yeah, that's right before I helped you out of the art gallery. That's the case. I want to ask, did you see any blood on her hands? Blood on her hands? Nothing of the sort. So you didn't see blood stuck to her hands, but there's blood stuck to the handle of the gun. Missy really did kill Cyrus while shooting him. Why didn't she have blood stuck to her hands when you saw her. You wouldn't be able to forget seeing something shocking like blood-stained hands. Simple answer. Missy could have washed her hands. Say and I approached the third floor. I saw Missy exit one of the personal rooms. She refused to share her alibi because that meant she had been plotting the crime with an accomplice on the third floor. That's why she was acting fishy when Lyle and I ran to her. Huh? I thought I heard something like that outside the garage doors. Oh yeah, that conversation. Parts of a conversation before I called for help. Now that I think about it, I think I can figure out who was speaking at the time. Lyle, you must be a raving madman if you think that you can run around the building alone. I'm not doing anything suspicious. I'm doing everything I can to get us out of here, unlike the rest of you. What were you doing poking around in one of the third floor personal rooms anyways? How do you even get in there? That's none of your business. So you heard that? Yeah, Say and I caught Missy in the act. She was poking around in one of the third floor personal rooms. How do you suppose she entered that room? She entered that room using the resident bracelets. How else would she have gotten in? The door is still intact, so it's likely Missy didn't break it down. The resident room bracelets, how could she have acquired such a thing? You can only assume that whatever Missy and Cyrus talked about earlier might have to do with the fact that she acquired something couldn't possibly belong to her. In fact, the idea alone of her entering someone else's room is cause for concern. That's true. How did she enter someone else's room? The mechanism for the room entry lies in personal assigned bracelets. Similar to how the bracelets grant access to noise functions, the door must have defaulted to being locked and unlocked when we're near the corresponding bracelets. There, and the bracelets on our personal can't unlock the door, or that don't match, so Missy entering a room that implies she gained access through an alternate means. What alternate means? What else? She witnessed speaking the only other student here that had been revealed to be associated with the killing game, Cyrus. Fine, I'll yield. Cyrus offered me the bracelet of a student was very closely acquainted with. Out of morbid curiosity, I was told to visit her room. Rose gold bracelet. So yes, not only do I have the bracelet to one of my personal rooms, but I also have the bracelet that does not belong to me. It's for what I discovered in the room. Well, that's as much as I'd like to say. And that's not enough. There we have it. That explains how she granted access to the room as we list the reason to her relating against Cyrus. If that doesn't pin Missy down for a motive, then I don't know what will. She had such a thing this whole time. How was I supposed to defend something like that? Okay, props to Lyle. I think he is wrong. However, he is doing such a good job at accusing someone. So much evidence has stacked against Missy. Despite the overwhelming number of incriminating facts against her, Missy remained unflinched. It's like she's just waiting. Waiting for what? For us to act on her behalf? Out of trust? Remember, I ought to use the gun to threaten him into talking. Make no mistake, I have absolutely no intention of firing it, but Cyrus doesn't need to know that. Missy's being withholding without her alibi, then there must be a reason behind it. Say I have to try to work with it rather than against it. To trust Missy's intention, therefore, try constructing an argument that doesn't involve her. There's another angle I can approach this by before we learned of her activity in the room where we were in the middle of disputing the blood-stained gun. Lyle has been aggressively utilizing connections between Missy and the gun for his argument. But let's say we take her out of the picture. She never came in contact with the gun. Perhaps we can tackle this argument from a different side. With the gun solely in question, we can ask, who really handled the gun? Who handled the gun? Fine. Why don't we entertain the thought? Given the blood-stained handle of the gun, whoever had the gun must have stained hands in the process. Who is the only student with blood-stained hands. I'll give you a hint. They're alive and not in the trial grounds. That's right. Fucking Ashley. There can only be two people who handle it. Cyrus and Ashley. So there we have it, Echo. Do you think Ashley's capable of killing? What? No way, Ash would never. After all, I'm certain she knows the dangers of killing someone. Her own life would be on the line. So what? This is the only expectable clause if we take that provision of Missy's innocence into consideration. If Ashley's life was threatened, don't you think she would retaliate? Anyone would fight back. Fight or flight, Echo. There was clear signs of a struggle in the smoke lounge, after all. That can't be. Besides, you confirmed it yourself. We recognize that everyone has an alibi, and we've been neglecting about Ashley since she's unconscious. Wait, no. So you really want to stand by Missy being trustworthy? And you have to realize there must be someone else in our group that killed her. No, Ash. Ash doesn't have a motive either. Yes, she does. Echo, think about it. Throw your relationship to Ashley and think logically. Just because she isn't here to defend herself doesn't mean she is immune to being suspected. No. No. My head was pounding. I began to feel dizzy. Ashley had the rope when we were together on the second floor, and there was no rope to be found at the crime scene. She must have bounded the doors of the gallery. Say confirmed that the rope kept me locked in the gallery. Ashley yelled out to the left to confront something. If you think about whoever handled the gun, it can only be those two people. No. I don't want to think about it. Please, stop this. They don't want to discuss Ashley's involvement due to their close relationship, but there might be something important we're missing. Something important that Echo only knows. Echo is guarding something, but they painted themselves in the corner. There's no way to get out of this. I feel like it's Lyle. Yikes! Echo, you good over there? I can't accept this. If Echo refuses to understand that Ashley is the only person who is capable of handling the gun and shooting Cyrus, I don't have to lay out all the pieces for him. Puzzle pieces are, as always. Echo, allow me to discuss the facts. All of them. Even the unsavory thrifting matters will come into play, just like when you were the one that noticed or slipped up. If you insist on protecting Missy, there's only one other person whose actions remain to be scrutinized, and Ashley is the culprit in question. Do I have any objections? I apologize, Echo, but this topic cannot be ignored. Yeah, it's pretty important. The rest of this classroom remained silent as Echo glared a hole at me. Again, let's begin with the weapon. The mysterious gun that came from Missy's possession. Seeing as the gun handle with stains with blood, we can surmise that only two people were in contact with it. As we found at the crime scene, both Cyrus and Ashley had blood stains all over their hands, which naturally leads us to believe one of them fired the gun. I can concur with that assumption, as its cam appeared on the third floor. Just before the gunfire occurred, Ashley and I hatched a plan to confront Cyrus. So way to use the gun and show the threat. However, when I went to retrieve it from the foyer, it was missing before I had gotten to it. It's plausible Cyrus has gotten to it before you. Rightfully so. Then there's speculation and question. Cyrus is the only possible suspect to have intentionally retrieved the guns since Echo, Ashley, and Cannon Forte were someone else. Now, I believe we can all agree based on the sounds heard, there were 4 gunshots fired in total. If that's the case, we need to determine that order and relevance to each soul. Cannon and I boarded ourselves in the garage on the 3rd floor after the first shot rang out from the smoke lounge. We shot ourselves and then ran out from there. And I partnered up for the second, but we were all the way on the 1st floor. so we can determine the first 2 shots were like life-threatening ones since no one was within the vicinity of the smoke lounge. However, between the 2nd and 3rd floor, where Ashley's alibi becomes problematic. You're wrong! There's nothing wrong with Ashley's alibi. I can verify it for her. I was with Ashley when she went to the 2nd floor for the climbing center, as when she went to the 3rd floor. I never let her out of the entire time we were traveling down and up the stairs. Damn, Echo's thoughts and judgment are being clouded by their relationship to Ashley. Find somewhere to focus on Echo's statement, play the facts slightly so I understand. Trying to think back. Echo and Ashley were separated. You're missing a piece in your argument. But didn't you say Ashley shoved you in the art gallery just before you heard the 3rd shot? The rope binding the door proves that there was some moment that you two were separated from the site. It's possible she entered the smoke lounge in that time frame. Ugh. That's the case, and the 4th and final shot ought to be the only one that killed Cyrus. The only person left without an alibi given Echo's testimony of the culprit in the last movements. The only person left is Ashley. Echo! Shut up! No. Ash yelled Missy's name. Maybe Missy within the vicinity of the smoke lounge. Wait just a minute. Wait, no, that's not possible. Remember, Lyle and I saw Missy exiting a personal room. She had just come out of the personal room when we arrived on the only floor to act suspiciously. I suppose I ought to surrender holding my tongue. Yes, I was withholding my alibi earlier, but the point of the sorcery has been passed now. That's where my whereabouts came into direction. Kept my alibi from beginning its decoration with immediate worries of my delusionation. Professor Cyrus bestowing upon a terrible gift, this bracelet, allowed me to access a room that was not mine, a room belonging to a personal... Wait, no, once I hold my thoughts often. I entered the room upon Cyrus' taunting instructions that I see for myself. What became of this person? I discovered nothing save my beats becoming ready. My alibi simply as followed. I did not leave my 3rd floor personal room as I gained entry after I heard the gunshot question. Therefore, I did not see Ashley on the 3rd floor at all. Took long enough to get my testimony out of you. But that's the case. Ashley really is the only possible person to have encountered Cyrus in the smoke lounge. Therefore, we can assume that the only person out of the room that Ashley and Cyrus fought in the duration of time between the 3rd and 4th shot. No way. The smoke lounge was in a state of disarray, but the casino wasn't. Ashley's body was found in the casino, so it's possible she never even set foot in the smoke lounge. No, there was no visible evidence of the two fighting. A new tactic is in order. Echo, your judgmental is clouded, and I think you know that. There were glass bloodstains literally near Ashley's unconscious body in the casino that could have only come from one place. The casino itself was spotless, free of sights and struggles. The declaration leading from the smoke lounge to the casino, however, tells a different story. With all these facts in mind, let's reveal. We discovered everyone's paired alibis, Missy's room activated, and Echo's equipment in the art gallery in relationship to the gunshot timeline frees them from suspicion. We also deemed Cyrus was the only one who initially wielded the gun, and that Ashley was planning to counter Cyrus's scheme. In the small period during which Ashley and Echo were separated as a struggle occurred between Ashley and Cyrus in the smoke lounge just across the hall, resulting in the disorderly state of the room. And yet, at the end of it, one person came out alive and the other is dead. Echo, you have to see the culprit behind this plain as day. What? No. Ah! Face the facts. There's only one possible answer. I refuse! I don't even recall Ash considering Cyrus a threat, so what motive would she have to kill him anyways? Echo, why are you lying? That couldn't be further from the truth. There must be someone, anyone else involved. Anyone but her. Jeez. Echo, you really are a stubborn one. Don't you understand the danger we're in? Please, Echo, understand that this is a painful realization for you. We are just as mortified that such a dreadful thing has happened. It's awful, but has to be a reason, right? No. There's a reason. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why would Ash endanger herself like this? Throwing her life away like this seems so careless. I think I can think of one reason why she wanted to do that. Based on Ashley's suggested actions, it was hard to believe she was about facing the danger, but why would Ash endanger herself like this, throwing her life away just like this? Allow me to wait in your depth of field. I believe I have the answer. Or rather, we all do. Seems Echo didn't see the noise message. Noise message? Remember the distal noise can direct message across the other noise in the building? That is correct. Again, and I saw the message as we waited the gunfire at the garage. Message detonated from the smoke cloud sometime after the church was fired. I recalled it read, "Kill Echo." Yep, that's exactly right. No one asked you. Fucking knew it! I knew it! She killed to protect I mean, I didn't know that since last episode, but I kind of figured it out as we were going along. But I knew it! Oh, I remember now. Lyle and I saw on the second floor noise light up while we were running by. Come on! You heard the gunfire too, right? So far there have been 3 shots, but where the hell did a gun come from? How should I know? Hey, slow down. I can't keep up. We can take our sweet time in a moment like this. Lyle, look. This noise gets displaying a message. Kill Echo. Smoke lounge that's on the 3rd floor. The smoke lounge that's on the 3rd floor. I never saw such a thing, but it's awfully darning when it's implying. I concur it's quite a pointless message. In that case, we can assume that Echo might have actually been Cyrus's intended target. Echo actually didn't endanger herself out of carelessness, but for your sake. She threw her life on the fray to keep her safe. Then, there should be a little no doubt from the 4th Sonata. She must have been the one to kill Cyrus. The shot fired right after Ash had left Echo's side. I don't understand. Why for me? I'm not like the rest of you. I'm no ultimate student. I can't survive the strife between ultimates. I don't have skills or talents to offer the world. It shouldn't have been me at the opposite end of the gun. Pardon me. The voice Eve interrupted the courtroom silence. I'm gonna be so bad if I do like a male announcement voice and then Eve is actually a girl. Because Eve is a girl name. I have an update on Ashley's health. She's steadily recovering at this moment. She's okay. However, I discovered trace of Complex 53 in her system. Complex 53? Is that not the substance that Zero threatened time and used to get into release? Yes, I have examined the bracelet in her possession. It appears a glass of vital been shattered, allowing the liquid state to enter her system via absorption through her skin. Shattered? Is it possible that it broke from some kind of impact from Cyrus and Ashley's fight? Wait, just a minute. The bracelet in her possession, is it not from her own bracelet? It is not. She is in the possession of Sylvia Powers. Ashley's bracelet is still in... This fucking race car driver! If she had Sylvia's bracelet, there'd be no doubt she had a clear motive. Is it possible she was golden on Cyrus with the bracelet as an important figure, just as Missy was? No way. Cyrus possibly just broke the vial himself and mistreated the liquid into Ash during the fight, where Zero could have unleashed it to harm her. Zero's killing game announcement always talks about toxic gas, so it's possible he's the one behind it. Damn it, Echo. I'm tired of this. You still refuse to accept the reality of this case. Zero can't have done it, and I'll tell you simply why. It's not even up for debate. I was testing the rules earlier this morning, right? Rule 4 stated that breaking the assets is strictly prohibited, but nothing happened all day. It's only until the very beginning of this trial I suffered the effects of Zero's sonic weapon as punishment for breaking the rules. If he waited until we entered the trial ground to punish me, why would he release the Complex 53 toxin if there weren't any signs of actually breaking the rules? Zero, did you not release Complex 53 into Ashley? What? I'm the only operation of this game. Answer, nope, didn't do it. No, this can't be. You still don't get it. We've been running around in circles in this trial because you vehemently refuse to face the truth. Don't you have any value in your life? Your lapse in judgment is what will get us all killed. Lyle, have some sympathy, won't you? But I have to agree with you. Echo, please. This trial is difficult enough to participate in. It's necessary to determine the culprit for our safety. Allow yourself to be selfish on this act of self-inflation instead of the well-being of others. Don't concern yourself with protecting me. Don't concern yourself with speaking for Ashley. You'll only end up hurting yourself more if we judge this case incorrectly. Just follow the truth and you can protect yourself. I know we're asking a lot and the truth isn't what you want to hear, but please. Protect myself. What did that mean? I thought I'd protect Missy on behalf of trust. She placed her faith in us after all. And I had to protect Ashley because she's my closest friend. Myself. I felt stuck. No, Missy didn't kill Cyrus, I just know it. And it was impossible for anyone else to have killed him, so the answer was clear as day. I just didn't want to accept it by doing so. Trying out this trial for my own and dragging everyone else through hell. I forgot the reason we're here to save ourselves. I've peacefully suppressed the fact that there was something on the crime scene that solidified Ashley's involvement. I saw the damn thing. It's the weapon, it was unusable. Culprit had a motive. Struggled slow traces of her involvement. The person who fought Cyrus eventually won. Ashley is the culprit of this case. Ashley. I'm going to take a lull in this conversation and assume you're all discussing the case, yeah? After all, it's pretty obvious from the start. Well, whatever. This is your space anyway, so without further ado, it's voting time! Echo, I know this is hard for you, buddy, but the one culprit in this case, Ashley. Dig, dig, dig! Yes, the culprit responsible for the murder of Cyrus is none other than the ultimate jockey, Ash Westberg. And almost all of you voted correctly. Luckily, majority rules, so it's punishment time. Wait, what do you mean by that? Almost all of us voted correctly. Fuck you, Echo! Oh, well, I guess it's my fault for not monitoring that vote. Not voting is a big no-no. But voting should be common sense. A responsibility, make sure your voices are heard. Lives are on the line. Something like that. Missy would have won. Don't rope me into this argument. Think of it your way. Voting for the lesser of two evils. Punish one for committing a crime or punishing everyone for being ignorant. But I could see in Echo's face that really fell out, so I suppose I'll call it a vote. Aren't I just the nicest, most flexible judge ever? Ha! Echo, you didn't vote? How could I? Unbelievable. Everyone's lives are at stake, and you still had the audacity to protect the culprit? You're a hopeless case, Echo. I don't understand how you fail to recognize the weight of your actions. The truth was glaring obvious, yet you still continue to turn away. You have no perception of consequence. How dare you refuse to give all in order to save yourself? Why are you attacking me? This is just a thing that happens to my best friend. It's awful. Don't you know how I feel too, Lyle? We're already lost 3 friends. Why does this cycle keep turning? Of course, I know how you feel, but it's pointless to let things spin out like this. That's why I'm trying my best to solve this killing game. I don't need you turning away your cheek away from reality. That's the only way to make things worse. Damn it. Looked over at Ashley, who recovered enough strength to join us on the court at the last moment of our discussion. Ash, I don't get it. To protect me, you threw yourself into danger. And look where it got you, at the foot of an execution. Ash, such an idiot. How could you do something so careless? Echo, I thought about nothing but your safety. Huh? All I ever wanted is the safety and health of my friends. But look what rotten trouble I got everyone into. Sylvia and now Echo. Maybe it's better like this. Echo, you don't have to worry about me anymore. Thank goodness, right? In that trial, you wouldn't have budged, and you might have voted Missy off instead. At least now you can trust her. What are you saying? I thought that if I could remove a threat from this horrible game, my actions would have been all worth. But turns out Cyrus was just asking for this. Cyrus and Sylvia's bracelet as a show-off threat. That's the reason I had it, and Sylvia didn't want it is because Cyrus said that he had to eliminate him. Isn't that right? He said that the same thing to me when I received my additional bracelet. Cyrus, the ultimate computer man, sure knew how to things we would soon rather forget, and he used that information to get under our skin. I told you so! He's something to be wary of. So Ashley essentially lost the preservation project from Mole. What if he had the information he could have gotten out? Oh, he had the information, alright, but he would never tell. Sierra's right. When I confronted him to acquire the facade, he kept dodging my questions. He was acting so odd. His appearance, strange behavior went all according to plan. He was acting suspicious and invited someone into attacking him. And I completely fell for it. But I feel terrible. After all, when he collapsed, his bracelet facade had faded and he laughed. He was glad. Yes, Cyrus fully intended to take someone down with him. Cyrus fired those 2 initial shots to draw attention. I arrived on the 3rd floor with Echo, and sure echoed into the gallery and about the doors of the climbing center. Confronted Cyrus in the smoke lounge after he fired right away. The 3rd shot was from a near miss. Cyrus. Not a step closer, Ashley. Unless you'd like to end up like your friend Sylvia. What do you know about Sylvia? Oh, I know everything there need to know. Financial records, personal records, etc. After all, I'm the ultimate computer manager. My job is to seek information about the preservation project. I personally saw through his removal. And you're next. No, if I have anything to say about it, yeah, I'd act fast if I were you. You wouldn't go down in flames without getting the information you want, would you? How did his racing helmet end up in your room? Why? By yours truly, of course. And his personal vehicle is a 94 Lester Storm, the very vehicle that's in the garage right now. Cyrus threatened me. It was an awful ticket at the time. He prepared split gasoline and blew a torch, ready to burn the room down if I didn't act. I fought to keep him at bay. Eventually dropped the gun. I retrieved that gun and gripped from his hand maliciously. Cyrus remained completely cool. He noticed my hesitation and slightly tossed a tiny rose gold bracelet in my direction. I snatched it out of the air, turned it over to my hand to reveal the name engraved into it. Sylvia Power. What is it, Ashley? Sylvia did... Wyatt. This isn't right. Why put us through this awful game for the sake of the future? I'm not an ultimate student. Let's play a game. There's 2 more bullets somewhere in that chamber. You fire and I live, I'll let you walk away scot-free. Your hands will be clean, and you are meant to be an ultimate student, born to benefit the world. If you fire, then I die. Of course you know what would happen. But in this last moment, he let out a chuckle and a sigh of relief. He looked as calm as when we first met him. I was confused why he didn't fight back at all. You're a soft nut to crack, you know. What are you doing? I'm trying to save you. I know I took a chance at that shot, but there has to be another answer. Preservation Project is an organization I could contribute to. I railed this group of ultimate students, compiled all the information I could about you for the project. Their game. It's a cruel excitement for the sake of the future. Why are you telling me this? So you don't feel guilty about killing me. Well, how could I not feel guilty? There could have been some other way to get you out of this mess, Cyrus. I don't understand. Why did it have to come to this? Because I thought I had immunity from the game, but when Zero called me out for my cover talent, I knew something was wrong. Why would Zero, an arbiter for the killing game, contribute something for the Preservation Project? It was all wrong. The whole game was wrong. I couldn't wrap my head around such a thing he was saying. I didn't dare to know what he was talking about, but... What's wrong? Oh, my voice is tired. I made you do a horrible thing. The problem with this game is that you became attached to the ones you're with. The game goes on, bonds are made to be the strange who eventually called to become your friends. Should have never involved myself with all of you. I couldn't meet his eyes. I knew it was painful. And you might hate me for this, but the next best thing for you and me for winning the game is nothing but smoke and mirrors. I'm sorry, but thank you for helping me escape this game. He held his hands in his own trembling grasp, weak, pushing my attempts to stop his suffering away. After I shut up, I immediately terrible fate I found myself in. I was tethered to the same mean run from the moment I fell into this trap. I felt the scene living a mess because I knew it would be pointless to conceal the truth. But even after the truth discussion would trace back to my son. That's why I went as far to shatter the vital complex 53 in Sylvia's bracelet. To take myself out of the picture. Ash, why would you do such a thing to yourself? It's awful. I know. Please don't hate me. And forgive me for making such a selfish request, but all I ask is that you live and survive. I did it for all of you. Oh, that's sweet. Too bad for you. This sweet, stickly settlement isn't gonna save you from your execution, silly. Murder's murder. What's the thing you said? Oh yeah, no gray area about it. No, wait. There's nothing stopping that freight train of despair, Echo. You are among the ones who sealed her fate, after all. So sit back and enjoy the show. No! That was the most fake scream I ever did. Oh, do we finally have an execution out? Nope. All I could do is pull myself, keep focusing as Ashley's horrifying dodge was projected grimace upon. Try to soak my final moments with her, even though I knew they were going to be gruesome. Ash was chained to a metal post, and an interesting world span up the skull as it began to whine, clench over the horrifying. She was bound to a direct path across the menacing anarchy 30 feet away. Ashley's expression with thought. There's only one way out of the game for her. It was to wind up in front of her just a few paces away. First pitch was thrown, the light clink at the top arm was sealed in the short, made my heart drop. Missed with a thud, the dirt behind Ashley. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth pitches were thrown with competition, missing my own surfable. The anticipation was visceral. Ashley's gray, sorrowing eyes seemed to meet from mine. The project screen. I couldn't look any longer. I felt sick. Turned away with agony as I heard the hissing sound of a full breaking tone. I could feel the life drain from my body. There was nothing but pain during her last moments. The pain that destroyed her body. And the pain that struck her heart. Oh! So satisfying building up all this hope to cheer and eventually strike it down with the deceived kill. Yeah. It's a little boring though. Participate killing your self-defense for another reason. We didn't even manage to give a motive, which was a bit of a curveball, but instinct that a murder occurred nonetheless. Well, I mean, I did put Cyrus on blast for preventing that preservation project group. Got in the way after all, so I guess it would benefit for me to end. The whole trial made my head spin. I felt wrenched. Stared at the floor. Not a breath was heard from the others. They seemingly just stunned into silence. And in the depths of devastation, Eve's silvery voice crept in. I beseech you all to keep the memory of your friends close. It's awful. I don't remember this. Remain strong. As I nursed Ashley back to health, she kept asking aloud, Is Echo okay? Is Echo okay? She cared for you until her last breath. Don't you think for a second she didn't put everything on the line for you? But why me? I apologize. I can't say for certain what she was thinking, except Ashley, without a doubt, cared for you deeply. As difficult as it is, cling to whatever remains of Ashley's her memory. Really? That's all you have this time, Eve? Some empty meltation? You know, Eve claimed to be on your side, but look what she's done. Why not just leave Ashley to die? The complex 53 poisoning, Eve. Oh, I know why. Because you love revealing despair, too. She nursed Ashley back to health so I could kill her. Yeah, ha 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 ha. Ah. Ashley returned to us, only to be cruelly beaten to death. The moment that shed relief so quickly quashed, and it was so quickly mutilated with its twisted, dark feelings. How pathetic! You'll never end the game like this. You'll fail once more. Despair will triumph over hope yet again, Eve. And it's your fault! Zero and Eve warped away in the courtroom was engulfed silence darkening once again. Echo. Missy's voice was a whisper. She laid a gentle hand on my shoulder. Hey, let's get you out of here. I followed Missy out of the courtroom. Everyone else filtered out the courtroom at their own pace, souls dissolving into their own individual lost thoughts for the evening. Without a single word, Missy led me down the living quarters hall to my personal room. Before I entered, Cannon stopped at me out of nowhere. Ahem! I realized that must have been hard for you, Echo, but here, let's take this. Cannon handed me a photograph. It was a photo of the students gathering in an auditorium. Everyone except the photo except me and Cannon. I took the photo on the first day. It was after the Killing Game announcement. After the Killing Game announcement. Called the moment in time. I went to my personal room after declining Ashley to spell with Pandora. Art insisted I work my magic and take a photo of the group, since we'd be staying together as friends in the mansion. Despite the awful announcement, he still wanted a neat, pleasant picture. So I'm a little embarrassed of it. I don't often photograph the groups, but hope this helps ease their pain. Why would you show me this? What do you mean? I don't want to see this. This idyllic scene of our friendships who aren't with us in a group. Killing Game is too vivid in my mind to be leave in a simple photograph. I hate this. I'm sorry, I was just trying to help. Cannon tore the photo in half. Happy? Cannon spat her final remark, holding her footsteps heavy on the carpet. Missy picked up the pieces of the photograph. That was awfully cold of you, Echo. What do you want me to do? I mumbled. I have nothing to offer the world as an ultimate. I can't do anything. I feel like I lost myself in that trial. I had to detach myself from the people I care about. For what? The truth? I just scoffed. After all, it was Missy's fault. A gun was introduced in the group. It was her fault the gun fell into the wrong hands. Her fault I lost Ashley. Missy sighed softly. It was never my intention to get Ashley executed. I shrugged Missy away. I didn't want to listen to her. I went to my personal room. I sat on the bed. I sat and I cried. Is that it? Art and Ashley, they did a horrible thing for their friends. Pressed the two against them, only to protect the ones important to them. What an interesting concept. It's completely idiotic, though. They disgressed their lives for someone else. Selfless and stupid is what they were. Selflessness gets you nothing in return. In a game like this, you have to be selfish and act of self-appearance. Always look out for number one. Number one. That's binary. Crap, I was too late. Alright, that's where I'm gonna end this. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you next video.